Hello everyone, welcome to the today's lecture. Today we will discuss about the new topic and our new topic is vitamins. Okay, so vitamins are very important as far as concern of the examinations. In examination, even like 10th standard examination or university kind of examination, competitive examination or recruitment examination, every kind of examination, vitamins are very important, and at least one question from this section always asked in the examination. So we are going to discuss important points, high yield points of vitamins, like from where examiner can ask questions from vitamin section. So important categories are like chemical name of the vitamins, their classification of the vitamins, sources of vitamins, their stability and deficiency disorders, and how much daily requirement is necessary for each kind of vitamins. And I also discuss the mnemonics to learn the vitamins chemical name. Okay, before moving forward, I am just asking you to subscribe the channel, okay, and press the bell icon. Now discussing about the vitamins, the classification of vitamin is easy. The scientists describe the classification in the two classes. One is water soluble and another one is fat soluble vitamins. Okay, so water soluble vitamins are vitamin B and C, and fat soluble vitamins are K, E, D, A. Okay, so these are the vitamins. Name of vitamins K, E, D, A. These are the fat soluble vitamins. And vitamin B and C, in B there are various subtypes: B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12, and vitamin C is, all of these vitamins are water soluble. Now we are looking for their chemical name. So vitamin K is divided into three parts: K1, K2 and K3. Okay, basically they are known as a phylloquinone derivative. E is tocopherol, D again D1 and D2, calciferol and cholecalciferol. Then A is A1 and A2, retinol and dihydroretinol. Now moving forward, we are looking on the tricks to learn. So this is our trick to learn the vitamin fat soluble vitamin names. Okay, so just look at this. These are the fat soluble vitamin. These is KEDA. So you can learn in Hindi. It is called as Kida. Okay, it is known as a Kida. Okay, so KEDA. K means phylloquinone, E is tocopherol, D is cholecalciferol, A is retinol. So we just remember this phylloquinone. The pronunciation of phylloquinone is just like queen. Quinone is like just like queen, and phyllo just like fight. Okay, so you just remember fight queen, and this fight queen has name Toco. The fight queen has a name Toco. So fight queen, Toco, cut rat. Okay, so you can remember the name K, phytoquinone, phylloquinone, fight queen. Toco means vitamin E is equal to tocopherol, vitamin D, cut, cholecalciferol, and then rat, vitamin A, retinol. Okay everyone, so hopefully you will easily remember these vitamin fat soluble vitamin name. Clear everyone? Now moving forward to water soluble vitamins. So we have a various water soluble vitamins like B1 to vitamin B12 and vitamin C. So here we have a trick to remember all water soluble vitamins. So look at here, these are water soluble vitamins. So we can remember it by WBC. You all know WBC is a white blood cells. Okay, so W means water soluble, B means vitamin B, and C means vitamin C. So by remembering WBC, this short name, you can remember water soluble vitamins. Okay, now moving on, water soluble vitamin B1, B2, B3, 1, 2, 3, then 5, 6, 7, 4 is absent here, and then again 8 is absent here, then 9, and then skip 3 points, and then moving direct 12. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 and 9 and 12, and then last C. Okay, vitamin B, B1 is thiamine, vitamin B2 is riboflavin, vitamin B3 is niacin, or also known as a nicotinic acid. Okay, so look at here. here I am giving you a skeleton, and in skeleton you know that these are the thighs. Okay, so we have a thighs. Okay, so on thighs we are moving just like on the base of our thighs we are just walking. So walking means 11, and 11 there is a 1. So you remember 1 thigh mean. Okay, so thigh mean. Okay, then ribs, we have a ribs, and ribs are in the pair. So pair means 2, and this is B2. So ribs or riboflavin, thigh, ribs, and then we have in our body structure we have a neck. So thigh, ribs and neck. So you can match it N to N. So N for N for neck and N for niacin, and it is B3. Then moving forward for vitamin B5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 9, 12 and vitamin C. So we have another trick or mnemonics to remember these. So there is a trick, Pant and Porchu, Pant and Porchu, best for Saina Nehwal. Pant and Porchu, best for Saina Nehwal. You know Saina Nehwal is a player of India. Okay, so pant means B5. Also we know penta means already we know that it is used for 5. So B5 pantothenic acid, and we also remember that on the thigh we wear pant. Okay, then vitamin B6, that is pyridoxine, and P for pyridoxine and P for porchu. We all know that women wear porchu in winter season. Okay, so porchu we know. So pant and porchu, best means B7 biotin, for B9 is equal to for FO, and here FO folic acid. Then Saina Nehwal. So Saina is pronounced like Sino. Okay, Sino. Okay, cyanocobalamin. So B12, that is Sino. Okay, Saina, and the A at the spelling of the Saina, last word A for ascorbic acid. Okay, C for ascorbic acid. Clear everyone? So hopefully by these tricks and mnemonics you are able to remember all the chemical name, and you never do any kind of mistake in competitive examination. Now look at here, we will discuss each and every point of vitamins. So moving forward, here fat soluble vitamin K and K1, K2, K3, these are the name. Phytonadione, K2 is menaquinone, K3 is menadione. Okay, and what are the sources of vitamin K? So here we have green leafy vegetables are the source, cheese are the source, liver and spinach are the source. Now looking on the deficiency syndrome of vitamin K, as we know vitamin K is very necessary for blood clotting. So if vitamin K deficient in our body, then clotting will affect, and if clotting will affect, it cause bleeding. So it is very easy to remember vitamin K for clotting. K for clotting, in German and French we write it like K for clotting, not from C. So K for clotting, and clotting if deficient, then we easily remember bleeding. Now the daily requirement of vitamin K is for 50 to 100 microgram, and if you are looking on the stability of thermostability, then it is stable but decomposed by light. Remember, it is decomposed by light. So my dear student, now moving on, vitamin E. Vitamin E is known as alpha tocopherol, and what is the source of vitamin E? So look at here, wheat and germ oil, and then cereals and nut, and spinach and egg. Okay, these are the vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian sources. Now moving forward on the deficiency syndrome. So vitamin E causing 3 kind of syndromes, like neuromuscular disorder, that is neurological disorder, then anemia, hematological disorder, and as well as it is also causing infertility. Okay, so remember this is an important one. Okay, so neuromuscular disorder it is causing, and then anemia, So many times examiner asks which of the following deficiency disorder caused by vitamin E. So three, you remember just three: neuromuscular disorder, anemia, and infertility. Okay, everyone. So now moving forward, daily requirement of this vitamin is 10 milligram. Okay, 10 milligram is the daily requirement we have. And if you are looking on the stability, so stability, thermostability, so it is a thermostable, and in the presence of UV light and air, it decomposes. So remember this, UV light and air is decomposing it. Clear? Now moving on, vitamin D. So vitamin D, we have a D2 and D3, calciferol D2 and D3 cholecalciferol. If you are looking sources, so we know that in the sunlight our body makes vitamin D. So UV rays. Then if we are looking on the food sources, yeast, fungi, bread and milk are the food sources. And the deficiency syndrome caused by vitamin D is rickets. Okay. So you remember this, rickets is the disorder, and daily requirement of vitamin D is 5 microgram we require, and it is thermostable. Okay, so it is thermostable. Then moving on the last vitamin from the fat soluble vitamin. So here we have vitamin A and vitamin A2. A1 is retinol and A2 is dehydroretinol. Beta carotene is also known as a provitamin. Okay, and beta carotene is a provitamin. Okay, so if you are looking on the sources, so fish, egg yolk, milk, butter, as well as carrot is also a good source, and coriander, pudina is also a good source of vitamin A. Now looking on the deficiency syndrome, so vitamin A, if deficient in our body, then night blindness caused by this vitamin. So daily requirement is 1000 microgram we require, and it is stable in absence of air. Okay, it is stable, thermostable in absence of air. So you should remember. Then vitamin B1, moving on the water soluble vitamins. So thiamine is the name of chemical name of this vitamin. And then looking on the sources, so sources are pulses, nut, green vegetables, yeast, egg and meat. And if you are looking on the deficiency, then this vitamin causing beriberi. So many times this question is asked by competitive examination. Okay, what beriberi is caused by deficiency of which vitamins? Okay, so you remember we are starting here B1, and starting from in the starting there is beriberi, B and B. Okay. Then daily requirement is 1.5 milligram daily we require, and one of the most important point from vitamin B1 is it is relatively labile, means it is unstable in heat. Okay. So you should remember here examiner can ask the question about the thermostability, because so many times students do not remember about the stability, thermal stability of the vitamin. And then moving on the vitamin B2, then here is a riboflavin is the chemical name, and the sources of vitamin B2 is milk, egg, liver, green vegetables and grains. Okay, and vitamin B2 deficiency may cause dry scaly skin as well as glossitis. Glossitis, you know, it is a tongue inflammatory disorder. Okay, daily requirement we require 1.7 milligram of this vitamin, and it is relatively thermostable. Okay, so my dear student, remember it is relatively thermostable. Now moving on, vitamin B3, then the chemical name known as niacin, and the sources are liver, fish, meat, pulses, nut and cereals husk. Okay, and deficiency caused by vitamin B3 may cause pellagra disease. So remember, so many times examiner asked on the question on pellagra. Daily requirement we require 20 milligram of this vitamin daily, and it is stable, thermostable. Now moving on, vitamin B5, though vitamin B5 is known as a pantothenic acid. The sources of vitamin B5 is meat, broccoli and avocados, and it is the deficiency is paresthesia. Deficiency syndrome is paresthesia. We remember we know that paresthesia is basically a neurological disorder. Okay, then daily requirement is 2 milligram, and remember about the thermostability, that it is destroy in heat but in the presence of acid and alkali. If environment is neutral, then it is not heat is not able to destroy it, but the environment is acidic or basic, then heat can destroy it. So this is the important point about the stability, thermostability. Moving towards the vitamin B6. So vitamin B6 is pyridoxine or pyridoxal. The sources are meat, vegetable, tree nuts, as well as banana. Vitamin B6 may cause, if deficient in body, then it cause peripheral neuropathy as well as microcytic anemia. Okay, so B6 you can remember micron, okay, micron, so microcytic anemia, you should remember by this. And daily requirement is 1.2 to 1.5 milligram, and it is thermostable. Okay, so it is stable in absence of air. Now moving forward, vitamin B7. B7 is known as a biotin, and the sources of B7 is green vegetable, egg and liver. Okay, and if there is a deficiency, then it causes dermatitis. Vitamin B7 deficiency may cause dermatitis. Okay, and the daily requirement is 30 microgram. Okay, and it is stable up to 60 degrees centigrade. So remember this, if we increase the temperature above 60, then it is unstable in heat, and if the temperature remain below 60 degrees Celsius, then it is stable. Okay, so that is an important point. Then moving on the vitamin B9. B9 is known as a folic acid, and the sources of vitamin B9 are vegetable, bread and liver. If the deficiency of vitamin B9 may cause megaloblastic anemia. So another anemic disorder, okay, hematological disorder. The daily requirement is 400 microgram, and it is thermostable. Moving forward on vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is known as cyanocobalamin, and the sources are milk, meat, egg and fish. Then it causes pernicious anemia. So pernicious anemia is also macrocytic anemia. So remember, on vitamin B6 we have a microcytic anemia. On B12 we have a pernicious anemia, that is macrocytic anemia. So on 6 we have a micro. On if you are double the 6 to 12, then it is a macro. So macrocytic anemia, and the daily requirement is only 2.4 microgram. So among the vitamins, so least amount is required from vitamin B12, and it is heat stable. Okay. Now moving on the vitamin C, it is known as ascorbic acid, and it is mostly present in fruits. So citrus fruits are the well-known sources of this vitamin, like lemon, orange. Okay, all the citrus fruits containing vitamin C. And the deficiency of vitamin C causing scurvy. Okay, and daily requirement is 90 milligram. So the highest amount we require any of the vitamin is vitamin C, and remember, it is a thermo unstable, means it is a labile. Clear everyone? So remember this, we started water soluble vitamin from B1 and ended on vitamin C. So both B1 and C both are heat unstable. Okay, heat unstable vitamin. So examiner may ask question on this section as well. Remember, highest amount required by which vitamin daily requirement, and lowest amount required by which vitamin. So on this point, examiner may also ask the question, as well as on so many times examiner ask question on deficiency syndrome, on the chemical name. Okay, So hopefully whatever I teach, you remember the mnemonics. It will help you a lot. Hello everyone, it's time for question round from vitamin chemical names. Question number 1, chemical name of vitamin A is A. tocopherol, B. phylloquinone, C. retinol and D. calciferol. Okay. Question number 2, chemical name of vitamin K is A. tocopherol, B. phylloquinone, C. retinol and D. calciferol. Question number 3, chemical name of vitamin E is A. tocopherol, B. phylloquinone, C. retinol and D. riboflavin. Question number 4, chemical name of vitamin D is A. thiamine, B. cyanocobalamin, C. retinol and D. riboflavin. Question number 5, chemical name of vitamin B1 is A. thiamine, B. cyanocobalamin, C. pantothenic acid and D. riboflavin. Question number 6, chemical name of vitamin B2 is A. thiamine, B. cyanocobalamin, C. pantothenic acid and D. riboflavin. Question number 7, chemical name of vitamin B3 is A. thiamine, B. cyanocobalamin, C. pantothenic acid and D. nicotinic acid. Question number 8, chemical name of vitamin B5 is A. tocopherol, B. cyanocobalamin, C. pantothenic acid and D. nicotinic acid. Question number 9, chemical name of vitamin B6 is A. thiamine, B. biotin, C. pantothenic acid and D. nicotinic acid. Question number 10, chemical name of vitamin B6 is A. thiamine, B. biotin, C. pantothenic acid and D. none of these. Question number 11, chemical name of vitamin B9 is A. beta carotene, B. biotin, C. pantothenic acid and D. folic acid. Question number 12, chemical name of vitamin B12 is A. beta carotene, B. biotin, C. cyanocobalamin and D. folic acid. Question number 13, chemical name of vitamin C is A. beta carotene, B. biotin, C. ascorbic acid and D. folic acid. So I already given answer of all of these question in my lecture. So go through with all mnemonics and answer all of these question in comment box. So here I already discussed some questions MCQ which are asked in the competitive examination. So give the answer in the comment box, like the video as well as subscribe the channel.